Hey, Capricorn, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your July 2025 career and money reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Capricorn, I am hearing you are made of stardust. You are made of stardust. Oh my goodness, look at that. Star is your first card showing up here. And the star represents your dreams and your hopes. You are made of it. I love that coming through here for you. So you are opening up to a wish. You are opening up to a wish here. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. You are getting curious about your dreams. I feel like what's happening is you are grabbing a dream and bringing it down to reality. There is inspiration that is showing up for you this month. Inspiration strikes. Curiosity here is favored. You're leaning into some very powerful changes, and you are made of stardust. I love when those synchronicities occur. So let's dive in here and see what is coming in for you. You have here the spiral, the science or scientist, anchor, and comfort. So the spiral energy talks about an upward trend. This is about you breaking out of patterns, breaking out of perhaps a feeling of less than in some way, or maybe even the tower, because the star shows up after the tower and it feels like you are connecting with people. This is networking, promoting yourself, promoting your skills, your talents. I feel like you may also have sent out your resume, or there's new doors of opportunity that are showing up here, and it feels like you are getting back on track here. And there has been a common theme that has been playing out for all signs, Capricorn, and that theme is of recovery. So we have all taken hits financially. We've seen the highs and the lows, the fluctuation of the market, the economy. And the message that's been coming through is that of recovery. So you could be recovering from some of those losses. You might start to see something like stabilize for you. You may feel like you're back in the driver's seat of your career or your finances. So even though there was a period of feeling like things were out of control or even out of your control, I do feel like you are climbing. You're climbing the ladder here, either in the corporate world. Some of you are climbing within your own business endeavors. Your projects here could be infused with new life, new momentum, new inspiration. So I definitely see a spiraling out where you are taking those ideas, as I mentioned, and bringing them to life. So you also have the science here, the scientist. It says, keep an open mind. Something is unfolding for you. Some of you could be a chemist, forensics, biochemist, or anything in the field of science. This could be, medical science here. It could be animal science. I feel like you are learning a lot at this time. Some of you may even be mastering your craft. Perhaps you're going back to school, or you are like under the microscope in some way where people are looking at your credentials, they are looking at your skills, your talents. There may even be a review coming up here because it feels like there's a closer eye on a situation here. Apply a scientific approach to your business or financial problems because you are very brilliant, Capricorn. You're one of the hardest working signs out there. Every single Capricorn that I've ever known is definitely a go-getter. And I feel like when you set your mind to something, there is no stopping you. And I feel like you have set not only your mind, but your vision. And that's why the star is showing up, because you are made of stardust and you're not giving up on your hopes and dreams. Where there's a will, there's a way. And this is part of your divine blueprint. So mastery is coming in here. Perhaps additional education or knowledge is required. I also feel like some of you could be building or like concocting an idea, like bringing an idea together, pulling resources or pooling ideas in some way. It feels like there's collaborative efforts here around you. Now you have the anchor. It feels like you are coming out of the obstacle phase and onto the make it happen phase here. There may have been blockages. You may have felt stuck here. But I feel like you are loosening up in a way where you're having fun. There's been a level of seriousness. I see that here with the Emperor, and the Emperor sometimes can be very serious, very focused on responsibilities, and it feels like you're stable or you're creating a very solid sense of stability for yourself or your family, for your business, your money. And some of you could be like freeing yourself from some of those responsibilities in some way. Perhaps you want to travel more. Perhaps you want to spend more time with your family. You may be producing results when it comes to another income source here that could give you a little more wiggle room. It feels like the anchor here isn't as stuck as it once was. You are overcoming some of those blockages. And some of you could be traveling in the month of July. Perhaps this is for business. It could be for pleasure. I am getting some of you maybe visiting a place or a location where you're able to let your worries melt away. So maybe you are heading towards the sun. It could be towards the water. Maybe some of you are, booking a spa day. I'm not sure why melt away came in, but I like it. I feel like you could be taking some time to just live in the moment and be present. And then you have, as your outcome or, future energy, you have the comfort card here. And it says, though you're not exactly rich, you will be living comfortably. Wow, you are entering the most comfortable period of your life. Now, this isn't the comfort zone that becomes uncomfortable. This is more like the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, where there's a sense of fulfillment. There's a sense of completion, accomplishment. I feel like your finances are growing here. They're in a state of balance, or they will be, because this is a very profound energy. This is the stardust. This is dreams manifesting in your material world. So bottom of the deck, you actually have, we talked about the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is staying curious. He is the student of life. We're always the student of life. Even when we become the master, right, of our craft, there's then a new mountain to climb. There's a new soul lesson, a new opportunity for growth and evolution. And I feel like you are, and look at another magnifying glass here. I feel like you're getting focused here. Some of you may have been a bit bored. There could have been a little bit of boredom here. That may be why you are honing in on maybe a new income source. It could be a new skill set, but the pages do represent news. So there certainly could be a message coming in for you about your career, your projects, or even a course of study, course of learning. I feel like there's creativity and curiosity that is bubbling up from within you, and you're going to take this energy, and I feel like you're going to do something with it. Remember that idea or that dream or that inspiration? Instead of letting it sit there in the ether, this is about you taking that dream and bringing it to life. You're made of stardust. I keep getting that here for you. So don't forget, I mean, some of you could actually see stars I mean, hopefully not in the bad way, like we're getting knocked out, right? Seeing stars like you do on Looney Tunes. I feel like this is, stars like on a billboard or stars on a shirt. It could even be like the stars and stripes, maybe July, like the Independence Day for those of you in America. Maybe that is a significant day of inspiration or, news or results of some sort coming in. I feel like the stars for you are a sign. And you yourself, if you are pulling tarot cards, that star might start to show up for you over and over, because the star is also about healing. And it reminds you that we all are always on this healing journey. And I feel like, excuse me, I feel like there is recovery here after a hit, after a tower moment. So the fact that the star is showing up as your main energy here, this is where you are at right now on your professional path. So perhaps you are realizing that you are sitting on the threshold. You see this beautiful fairy is sitting on the threshold of this doorway. There is an opportunity coming in here for you. And I feel like you're not giving up, right? You're not giving up no matter how many rejections come in, no matter how many falls you take. You are a powerhouse. I feel like you are someone who gets back up, right? You get organized and you take back control of your life. And because that is something, excuse me, because you have found strength through those moments, you are being rewarded here. You are being rewarded by entering into the most comfortable period of your life. It almost feels like this next era, maybe the first half of your life, Capricorn, may have been about building, right? And the second half of your life is about enjoying what you have built, what you have created. Now, what is the soul aligned purpose? What is your deeper calling here? The King of Cups, beautiful energy. The King of Cups, he is someone who, he or she, he is someone who takes action on his dreams. He is very intuitive. He is very emotional, as in whatever it is that he creates from the heart. He creates from the soul. And for some of you, you've gone through phases of your life where you've had to keep that boat afloat. You see that the King of Cups is holding on to the boat and there's sharks underneath. Now, the sharks can be your emotions. The sharks can be distractions, obstacles, challenges that we are growing that strength through that I just mentioned. And I feel like you're coming to a space here in your life where you're keeping the sharks at bay. You're remembering who you are. You're remembering your divine blueprint, that you are here on planet Earth for a reason, that you have a mission here, and that mission is to be of service in some way, to understand life in some way. And the King of Cups could be someone who takes care of others. Maybe he's a therapist. He could be a doctor, a coach, a healer, a mentor. He may create his craft, right? Or he may have a craft that he builds, right? Builds maybe jewelry from the heart, or he does something that is of service. And this could be emotional, right? You may help people, get to a space where they feel like they are on top of their emotions. Okay. And maybe this is you also being a therapist or a coach or a mentor, or you yourself have worked with someone who has helped you in some way get back to feeling like you belong, feeling like you have purpose here. Because we often think that purpose is like one thing. Like, what is my purpose in this life? Your purpose is to enjoy life, to bring in happiness, to continue to evolve, and to heal and to thrive, right? Our purpose is to live life to its fullest here on planet Earth. And sometimes we attach things or labels or external energies to our purpose. Now, don't get me wrong, those things can be part of our purpose, but they are not the entirety of it. And you're remembering here who you are. You're remembering that your intuition and your emotional drive is leading you into places that can be very, very successful. But sometimes those emotional drives, right, with the chariot here, or I should say, I don't see the chariot here, but I do feel the chariot's energy, which can be, our emotions. It's ruled by Cancer. And I see here that sometimes those emotions have got the best of you. You may have said yes to people when you really meant no. You may have been a caregiver so much where you put your own needs on the back burner. Part of your soul's purpose here is to be authentic and manifest a dream that some of you have had your whole life. Now, what are your strengths? What are your gifts? You have here the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is an action taker, as all knights are. However, this Knight of Pentacles, he is the slowest moving knight, but that's because he's grounded. You are an earth sign. The Pentacle realm is that of earth. Now, Capricorn, your greatest flex, your greatest strength here is your dependability, your work ethic, your trustworthiness. You're someone who is very practical, very down to earth, maybe very detail oriented, resourceful, patient. And sometimes you have high standards of other people because this is what you are reflecting into the world. And that can even become like a challenge at times, those high standards, especially when people let you down. But don't let that strength of yours fall back into the weaker side of it, which the weaker side of the Knight of Pentacles can be lacking focus or lacking discipline here. And I see here that you are someone who is going to follow through, right? You have the gift or the strength of following through. Maybe that hasn't always been the case for you, because sometimes we have to grow and evolve and build ourselves up into our strengths. But I feel like you have this gift and it's profound, and people trust you. You have this natural ability because you are trustworthy. That's what you are emanating out into the world. So if you are selling a product, if you have a good or service, or even if you work for a company, people may come to you because they know that you're going to have some good, strong, solid answers. Excuse me. You are going to have some advice that's going to help them in some way. Now, the challenge or the block can be the Emperor. As I just said, it can be high standards, high expectations of your own self. Sometimes you may get frustrated when things are not turning out the way that you hoped, or you may find that other people are lacking what it is that you are bringing to the table. Now, the Emperor is someone who is very organized. So maybe you at times can feel very disorganized, needing to focus with that Knight of Pentacles here. But you have the ability to go all the way. The Emperor is not only the masculine principle of action, he is all 4 kings wrapped up in one. And I see here that you are someone who, if you set your mind to it, with that Scientist card here, if you set your mind to it, there's no stopping you. But also, make sure that the ego doesn't drive the ship. Make sure that ego of power doesn't drive the ship, because I feel like you are a very humbled being here, Capricorn. You've been humbled time and time again, and people do look up to you. Now, the block could also be other people not seeing your full potential. This can be like lack of fulfillment here at times because you have a lot to offer, but at the same time, maybe people are seeing you as the page. when you're like, wait a second, I know that I have built something strong. I know that I have this accredited knowledge, this information, this experience. So sometimes it can be other people, it can be bosses, it can be governing agencies, it can be organizations. I mean, the emperor here is that big boss energy. It's someone who is a ruler, someone who is of higher authority. And I feel like you have tried to do things by the book, right? You have tried to play by the rules. But at the same time, it feels like there have been blockages here. Now, what are the opportunities ahead? What positive shift is coming in? Well, there we have the Emperor's right-hand man, the King of Wands. And even though the Emperor is all four kings wrapped up in one, this king, to me, is the right-hand man of the Emperor because he is someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. He could be the entrepreneur. He may be the natural born leader. The King of Wands is an influencer. Excuse me. I am getting a message here for you, Capricorn, around you putting yourself out there, putting yourself out into the world in some way, sharing your personal power, your skills, your talents, your gifts with the world, especially if you are dealing with authority or you're waiting for someone to level you up in some way. This is about you leveling up. This is about you taking matters into your own hands. This is about you marching to the beat of your own drum. If you are a creator, if you are an influencer here, remember what you're made of, right? You're made of stardust. So don't give up. This is you moving towards your dreams because this king, he is passionate. He is active. He is someone who is goal-oriented and driven. And because you have the Page of Wands, there's this idea that is sparking within you. That is you taking that idea and bringing it to life so you can be the boss of your own life here in some way. This can be success. I mean, the King of Wands is very successful. And I feel like you are moving towards that opportunity. Like I said, the star is sitting on the threshold there of that portal. This portal is walking you right into this King of Wands. This is the archetype that you are carrying within you at this time. This is that fiery, passionate drive. This is purpose. This is intention. This is expressing your ideas and tapping into the resources that are available to you. So I definitely see that there is a positive opportunity lining up for you. If you haven't already stepped into this, you are about to hear or receive a download or a message, some form of communication is you're honing in on, or someone is honing in on you. You could even be headhunted. With that Emperor, you may be headhunted. Someone may want a piece of what you have to offer because you are shining. I feel like you are in the spotlight in some way. Now, what is the action step to take? Two of Swords. Make a choice. This can be wavering. Sometimes we go back and forth here because we don't have enough information, enough facts, enough evidence to make that choice. But I do see here that your next action step is to get certain. To get certain here at, the head and the heart. Are the head and the heart on the same page? Right? What is it that you want, within that heart space? Because you have that King of Cups here. Remember, that is your purpose. So that's what I want you to focus on here is, okay, this is my soul aligned energy. This is what my heart wants. Now, let's get on board here, mind. How can we make this happen? That's why we have those tools. That's why we have the brain. That's why we have the heart, right? That's why we have emotion, so we can let those tools, those resources propel us through this earthly plane. And I feel like you're getting clear here on what you need to do, or you are finding ways to move forward here. So you don't have to feel like you're constantly going in that back and forth phase. Make one conscious choice, stick to it, and move forward in it. Now, what is the long-term potential? Where is this leading you if you stay true to your path? Three of Cups, celebratory energies. It could be a raise. For some of you, it is going to be a new job offer, social events. You could be bringing people together. Some of you, this could be through a wellness retreat, through community efforts, group projects. It could even be, I'm getting like online communities. Maybe this is like through a social media platform where you bring people together. I mean, this is reunion as well. You could be connecting to family. This is love. It is emotional celebration here and fulfillment. Some of you could be bringing like together a sisterhood. You see the three feminine energies here. So it feels like a sisterhood, or maybe it's a brotherhood. We do have masculine energy here as well. But I do love the Three of Cups as long term, because it means that you've graduated, you're passing a test. Some of you may even have an actual test or an exam coming up here with that page energy. And I feel like you're going to pass with flying colors. This is about, social events and putting yourself out there. Some of you are speakers. You may be motivated here to, again, bring community together, like throw a block party here, or it could even be hosting. Like you may be hosting an event. You may be the one that is setting something up here in a very big way. So it just feels really good. It feels like it's aligned with your soul's truth, with your purpose here. And I feel very excited for you where this is going, because it means that you found your tribe. You found where you belong. You fit in. There's no feeling here of being left out. You found your people and they found you. All right. Some of you could be selling your goods and services on Etsy, on Amazon, on a platform, on your own website. So you could be selling. For others of you, this is selling real estate. Perhaps you are selling or buying, a property or a home. I feel like you're in contemplation. Should I or shouldn't I? Or what's my next move? And that's where that Two of Swords comes in and says, okay, get clear. Let's get focused. Let's take this next step here. And if you don't quite know how, you have the brains to figure it out. We have vacation time. And I think I mentioned that earlier. There's something with potential travel, or you may be traveling for work. Maybe you work from anywhere in the world. Maybe some of you have like a home on wheels, maybe a camper or a van, and you are traveling more. You have receipts and you have overspending. These two want to come out together. So it feels like you may be paying off some credit card debt, or you may be looking at receipts here. I'm getting like tax write-off for some of you. It feels like there has been some spending. For those of you business owners out there, make sure that you are alchemizing everything and using that as a write-off, or allowing that to be a really beautiful incentive here. I do feel like you are reining in your spending here, but because we have the vacation, some of you could be keeping something within budget to a means, but maybe you are spending a little bit more, like you are traveling or you are indulging here and treating yourself because, well, after all, you've earned it. You've earned it. You're going to be living comfortably anyway. It feels like you don't have to scrimp, right? You don't have to scrimp. You can treat yourself to the things that you want. Excuse me. At least that's the energy that I feel coming in for you. All right, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Capricorn, please? Wisdom of the Oracle. New life. Beautiful. Yeah, this new life is coming in here for you. A new shift in perspective. This is stability here for you. Fun. Now, some of you may be 39 years old. 39. And we have birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, and life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your every core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. There's the star here, dreams coming true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. Capricorn, you have every reason to be optimistic right now as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising form. Stay curious. There's that Page of Wands. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. What a beautiful reminder of what you are tapping into. And whatever shifts are taking place, trust in them. You've earned them. You are deserving of them. So even though there may be some challenges that show up from time to time, you're well equipped to deal with whatever comes your way. All right, Cap, let's get a few messages here from your spirit animals. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale through the nose. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1, and release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you, Capricorn, to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, domesticated, magical, or even mystical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, maybe one that you currently have at your home, or one that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animals in the comment section below the video. And I personally will enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner and post right back here on the community tab around the 1st of each month. So please make sure you hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. I am loving your animals. Some of you may be 43 years old, 59, 35, or born on the 7th or the 18th. You have here doe, or I should say the deer spirit. Bring a gentle touch. Some of you may be connecting to the energy of the deer. This is gentleness. It's compassion. Now, deer are very bright creatures. They notice everything, right? They are aware. They have this heightened sense of awareness. And I feel like you are very in tune with your surroundings, with your energy as well. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Even when things kind of alert you, try not to fall into that fear-based energy because you have some really beautiful shifts coming in here. Next, you have owl. Owl spirit, you can see clearly now, right? Now the rain is gone, so you're able to move forward with decisiveness. You're able to cut through the fluff here where both the head and the heart are on the same page. There's a marriage of energies here, and I feel like you are more clear than maybe you've been in quite some time. You have koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Trust in this divine plan, because sometimes that plan is different than the plan that we thought we had shaped out for our lives, because Spirit knows your heart, Spirit knows your soul. So trust, because you're co-creating this reality with Spirit. And when we feel like we're not, when we feel like we're all alone, that's the ego talking. So trust that Spirit has a plan that may be better and more abundant than maybe that plan that you thought you had for yourself. You can co-create these energies and come together. Next, we have B Spirit. Sweet results await. Yes, they do. Sweet results await. You are tapping into the honey, right? You are tapping into the honey, but it's taken a long time, right? To make it. It's taken a long time for you to be able to harvest and receive the results here of what you have created. And lastly, one of my favorite starfish, open to infinite possibility. You are opening that portal here, Capricorn. You are opening the portal to infinite possibility, saying, okay, all right, Spirit, one thing that I say often is this or something better. Like, this is what my intention is. This is how I want to feel. Now, however that unfolds, it may not look the way that I thought it would, but this is the energy behind it. And so I am going to be open to infinite abundance by saying, okay, this or something better, which means that I'm opening the door to co-creating my reality with Spirit. Because sometimes, as we all know, the ego can step in and we can have old wounds or old fears or old conditioning that keeps us blocked. So I feel like a lot of you are opening that portal here. Now, lastly, let's get a final message from your soul's truth. What does your soul want you to know at this time, Cap? What am I afraid? What am I most afraid of losing? As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Today's soul action, name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. So that right there plays out into at least 4 of these tarot cards that we have out here. All right, find a solution. That's the 2 of Swords. Take your power back. That's the Emperor, by being certain of who you are. Right? That is the King of Swords as well. King of Cups, I mean, you have 2 king energies showing up, which means you are taking action. The star here says, this is where you're going. You're going towards your dreams. You're not giving up. You're remembering that you're made of stardust. So your mantra, Capricorn, this is something that you can write down, something that you can incorporate into your maybe daily rituals. I move forward knowing that I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved, I am safe, and I belong. That's what you're bringing with you here. That's the King of Cups. You're bringing the love. You're bringing the safety here, right? That's the Knight of Pentacles as well. Protection and safety and that sense of belonging. We talked about that with the 3 of Cups showing up here. So you are moving forward, bringing those energies to the forefront because they exist within you. And therefore, you will start to see that marriage of energies, as I mentioned earlier, the internal, the external, the head and the heart coming together to create magic. That is what I have for you, beautiful Capricorns. If you enjoyed the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. And for those of you candle lovers out there, for those of you jewelry and crystal lovers, check out in the description box below. These healing light soy candles smell absolutely divine. They are 100% vegan and soy, made and farmed in the US. This one is called Citrus Mojito with carnelian crystals inside of it, and it is incredible. And I am also wearing here otter spirits crystals. I love otters for one, and they take a percentage of their sales and they give it back to the otters, I believe, out in California. So they are very beautiful. I love these crystals because they actually have like themed energies, like astrological signs. If you, I mean, you could be Capricorn, sun sign, or maybe you have other placements that you resonate with. You can go on their website and find a Capricorn bracelet that corresponds with the crystals that connect to Capricorn. Perhaps you want to work on bringing abundance into your life or love. They have themed crystal neck bracelets here as well. So if you are interested, you can find that info in the description box below with discount codes, which can make it very affordable for you. So if that's your thing, check it out below. Thank you again for tuning in today, Capricorn. Lots of love.